Hello everyone, you're welcome back to Shabest online tutorial. In today's tutorial, we're going to learn how to use L'Hopital rule to evaluate the limit of this indeterminate function. Why do we say the function is indeterminate? Because if you look at this limit, n is approaches 5. When we replace 5, when we do direct substitution, we're going to arrive at 0 over 0, which is undefined. This is what we call indeterminate function. Let's try. When we replace 5 here, 5 squared is 25. Then minus 7 multiplied by 5 is going to give us 35. 25 minus 35 is going to give us minus 10. Minus 10 plus 10 is going to be 0. Then divided by, when we replace 5 here, 5 minus the same as 0. 0 divided by 0 is undefined. Now we're going to use L'Hopital rule. What does the rule say? The rule says we are going to differentiate each time in this function, each name separately. We are not going to use any rule of differentiation. We are going to differentiate each term separately then before we do direct substitution. So this is going to be equal to what? When we differentiate n squared, we are going to recall our power rule. We use this power to multiply by n is going to be what? 2n. Then we take away 1 from the power. 2 minus 1 is 1. So n raised to the power of 1 is the same as n. Then minus 1 is here. 1 multiplied by 7 is going to give us 7. Then n raised to the power of 1 minus 1 is going to be 0. Any number raised to the power of 0 is 0. And the derivative of a constant is 0. So this 10 is gone. Then all over n, when we differentiate n, this n raised to the power of 1. So this is going to be what? 1 multiplied by n is going to give us 1n. Then 1 minus 1 is going to be 0. N raised to the power of 0 is the same as 1. So therefore, the derivative of n with respect to n is the same as 1. Then the derivative of constant is going to be 0. Now we're going to do direct substitution. So the limit as n approaches 5 now will be equal to what? 2. In place of n here, we replace 5, then minus 7, then divided by 1. So this is going to be equal to what? 2 multiplied by 5 is going to give us 10. 10 minus 7 is going to be 3. And 3 divided by 1 is the same as 3. So therefore, the limit as n approaches 5 of this function goes to 3 using L'Hopital rule. Now let's look at number 2. N to power 3 minus n squared minus n plus 1 all over n cubed minus 2n squared plus n as n approaches 1. So let's apply the same L'Hopital rule by differentiating each of these terms separately with respect to n. So the first one is what? N to power 3. 3 multiplied by n is going to give us 3n. Take away 1 from the power is going to be what? 2. Then minus 2 multiplied by n is going to give us n. Take away 1 from the power is going to be raised to the power of 1. Then minus the derivative of n is the same as 1. And the derivative of constant is 0. Then all over n to power 3. 3 multiplied by n is going to give us 3n. Take away 1 from the power is going to be 2. Then minus 2 multiplied by 2 is going to be 4n. Then raised to the power of 2 minus 1 is 1. Then plus derivative of n is the same as 1. Now let's substitute n as n approaches 1. So therefore, the limit as n approaches 1 now is going to be what? 3. In place of n here, we replace 1 square minus 2, then 1, then minus 1. Everything all over 3, then 1 square, then minus 4, then into 1 plus 1. So anywhere we see n, we just replace 1. 1 square is 1. 1 multiplied by 3 is going to give us 3. Then minus 2 multiplied by 1 is going to be 2. 3 minus 2 is going to be 1. Then 1 minus 1 is going to be 0. Then over 1 square is 1. 1 multiplied by 3 is 3. 4 multiplied by 1 is 4. Then 3 minus 4 is minus 1. Minus 1 plus 1 is going to be 0. This is still undefined. So what are we going to do? This first derivative, we still differentiate again at second time. So what we're going to have is going to be what? We differentiate this. 2 multiplied by 3 is going to give us 6n. And when we take away 1 from 2 is going to be n raised to the power 1. Then minus 1 multiplied by 2 is going to be what? 2. And when we take away 1 from that 1 is going to be 0. So derivative of 2n with respect to n is the same as 2. And everything all over 2 multiplied by 3 is going to give us 6n. And we take away 1 from this is going to be what? 1. It's going to be 1. So minus derivative of 4n with respect to n is the same as 4. Now let's replace n as 1. Let's say if it's still going to give us undefined. So limit as n approaches 1 of what? 6. Then in place of n we replace 1 minus 2. Then divided by 6, in place of n we replace 1 minus 4. So this is going to be equal to 6 multiplied by 1 is 6. Then 6 minus 2 is going to give us 4. Then divided by 6 multiplied by 1 is 6. 6 minus 4 is going to give us 2. 4 divided by 2 is the same as 2. So therefore, the limit as n approaches 1 of n to power 3 minus n squared minus n plus 1 over n cubed minus n minus 2n squared plus n goes to 2. So what do you notice here? At first derivative, when you substitute your limit as n approaches to any number and you still arrive at undefined, you still wait ahead and redifferentiate again the second time. For instance, in case when this arrive at 0/0, you still differentiate again. Thank you for watching, and please follow and subscribe for more video like this. Thanks.